Yeah, people. JW turn G. Hey, look. On the what's it called? What's the Watchtower Online Library right here? This is where they really got that shit. If you really trying to get into some shit, this right here where you got to be at. Okay. So what this is called the daily text, right? So every day when you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to read this to start your day, and then this is how you kind of like get your mind because you're finna go to work. You're finna go quote unquote into the world, right? So you gotta get your mind right before you do, so you're not affected by anything. This is real shit. And so this is what you'll wake up in the morning, pick this motherfucker up Friday, May 9th. Safeguard thinking ability. Okay, that already sounds like some mind control, brainwashing shit that they're trying to put into you. Okay, let's see what this says. The Bible is filled with good examples for young men to imitate. Those men from the past loved God and handled various responsibilities in caring for his people. You can also find good examples among the mature Christian men in your own family and in your congregation. Man, what? And you have the perfect example of Jesus Christ. As you carefully study these examples, consider their outstanding qualities. Then decide how you will imitate these men. A man with thinking ability considers his options carefully before acting, so work hard to gain and maintain that ability. Begin by learning Bible principles and thinking about why these are beneficial. Then use those principles to help you make decisions that will please Jehovah. This is a major step toward becoming a mature Christian man. Alright, and look, hold on. Then use those principles to help you make decisions that will please Jehovah. Okay, let's see. Psalms 119, verse... I don't even know what verse that was. Oh, verse 9. How can a young man keep his path clean? By keeping on guard according to your word. See, so whatever Jehovah feels fit is what you got to do. So all of this, you can apply all of this, right? But that don't mean go and pursue your own goals or your own desires, because that ain't it. You have to use those decisions that'll please Jehovah. And like we learned in some of these last videos, the main way to do that is to go out in service, to pioneer. So we're going to type in, let's think of a word. What's the word? Shit. Fuck. I don't know. Loyalty. And let's see what comes up. Red, black, white Chevy, now right neon. Our cars look like crayon, hold no on the man though. I can show the lean, I don't know how to dance though. Okay, let's see. We're just gonna read a random one. Prove yourself loyal to Jehovah. There we go. Alright. Okay, it's an article. We're not finna read all of these, but we finna break down some of these little paragraphs like we did before, right? Okay, bam, let's get into it. Prove yourself loyal to Jehovah. May Jehovah be between you and me and between your offspring and my offspring forever. Okay. We're gonna talk about how was King Saul's son. Well, I don't even know. What the fuck? Why am I reading that? Damn, that's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let's see. You know what? What the fuck? Let's start here, and we're just gonna read through here. Although God had anointed Saul, Jonathan's father, to be king, Saul later became disobedient and was rejected by Jehovah. Since God did not immediately remove Saul from the throne, his misconduct tested his subjects and all who were close to him. They faced the challenge of being loyal to God, while the king who sat on Jonathan's throne followed a wayward course. And see, niggas is getting tired of being challenged and, you know what I mean, being tested. Like, okay, you know, give me a break, dog. A nigga just trying to live. When Saul first manifested a disobedient spirit, it's the wording that they use is funny. When Saul first manifested a disobedient spirit, his son Jonathan proved to be loyal to Jehovah. The prophet Samuel has said, "For the sake of his great name, Jehovah will not abandon his people." Jonathan showed that he believed this when the vast Philistine army with 30,000 war chariots threatened Israel. Saul had just 600 men, and only he and Jonathan had weapons. Yet, Jonathan approached the Philistine outpost with only his armor bearer at his side. "Nothing can hinder Jehovah from saving by many or by few," said Jonathan. The two Israelites struck down about 20 men at the outpost. Then the earth began quaking, and the terror from God ensued. In conclusion, the Philistines turned on one another. Thus, Jonathan's faith in God led to victory. Nigga, what? Man, that sound like a movie. Bruh, ain't no way. This nigga, bro. The Philistine army had 30,000 men. Saul had 600. So you telling me, him and his armor bearer walked up to these 30,000 and was like, "Nothing can hinder Jehovah from saving by many or by few." And then they proceeded to kill 20 people. Right after that, the earth began, the whole earth, not just where they was living at, but the earth. The earth began quaking, and a terror from God ensued. That terror made the Philistine army turn on each other. So these 30,000 men started killing each other, all because Jonathan's faith in Jehovah. Come on, man. Come on. Now, if that was an action movie, that shit would sound dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But for a real event that happened, come on. Even as Saul's relationship with God deteriorated, Jonathan cooperated with his father whenever possible. For example, they fought together in defense of God's people. Oh, and then look, you got the little questions right here, right? So that was paragraph 7. How did Jonathan treat his father? Well, it says that they cooperated with him whenever possible. And then, they even have the example of him fighting together for God's people. And that's how you would answer that. Fuck all of that. Like Jonathan, okay, so let's relate it to ourselves. Look, they got the little mini coupe. My boy was trying to go play golf. Ooh, we gonna get into that picture. We gonna get into that picture. Hold on, let me chill. Like Jonathan, we can prove ourselves loyal to Jehovah by being in excuse me, by being in relative subjection to the superior authorities, as God requires, even if some seem unworthy of respect. Let me read that again, because I kind of fucked it up, and I want to make sure this point gets across. This says, like Jonathan, we can prove ourselves loyal to Jehovah by being in relative subjection to the superior authorities, as God requires, even if some seem unworthy of respect. Oh, we got an example. Okay, for example, a government official may be corrupt, but we still respect his position because we are in relative subjection to governmental superior authorities. Man, fuck all of them. Because that's the reason niggas is in the positions that they're in now. Because everybody thought 40 acres and a mule and the government was here for the people and they were going to provide. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And nobody in power. That's why religion is there. Because the whole power and control concept, it just trickles down. It's government on a smaller level. And the niggas that are in government are all about power and control. You know what I mean? Let's see what Romans 13, 1 and 2 says. Let every person be in subjection to the superior authorities, for there is no authority except by God. The existing authorities stand placed in their relative positions by God. So, why would there be corrupt officials if they're placed by God? Like, my nigga, give me a break. Okay, therefore, whoever opposes the authority has taken a stand against the arrangement of God. Those who have taken a stand against it will bring judgment against themselves. Wow. And that's some shit that you would tell somebody if you wanted to control them. Right? Okay. I think 9 is going to be this picture up here. So I'm going to kind of do it, well, whatever. You've seen the picture. I'll bring it back. In South America, Olga proved loyal to God by showing respect for her husband, even under trying circumstances. For years, he expressed annoyance. He expressed annoyance at her for being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. He abused her emotionally, insulted her, refused to speak to her, and threatened to take the children and leave her. But Olga did not return evil for evil. She did her best to be a good wife by caring for her husband's meals, his clothes, and his family. Okay, let me just read it. Man, this is, shit. Let me just get through this. Holy shit. Okay. When possible, she accompanied him to gatherings of his family or colleagues. For example, when he wanted to go to another city for a funeral of his father, she got the children ready and prepared everything needed for the trip. She waited for her husband at the church door until the ceremony ended. After many years, his attitude began to soften because of Olga's patience and respect. Now he takes her to the Kingdom Hall, even encourages her to go, and occasionally attends meetings with her. Okay. Oh, man. And so, when I was in there, I never really thought about, like, women or like in the sense of like what they go through or like anything as far as from their viewpoint how it was, right? Never crossed my mind once. But reading this is crazy. So it says he abused her emotionally, insulted her, refused to speak to her, and threatened to take the children and leave her. Okay, so you think he wasn't beating her? You think this nigga wasn't beating her? And threatened to take the children and leave? Okay, my nigga, go. If you gonna act like that, bye. But, guess what? Olga didn't return evil for evil. She did her best to be a good wife by caring for her husband's meals, his clothes, and his family. The fuck? And so, and I know because I went through it, but he was probably cheating and shit. Like, ain't no telling what the fuck was going on, right? But based on the scriptures, right, you can't get a divorce unless somebody cheats. So in this situation, because she was a Jehovah's Witness and her husband was treating her this way, even if she wanted to get a divorce, she would have got in trouble for that. She had to stay in this situation. Olga did not return evil for evil. Why would that be evil? He abused her, insulted her, refused to speak to her. She should have left. She did her best to be a good wife. And then they got these examples. For example, he wanted to go to another city for... Nigga, what? Go, nigga. And then look. She waited for her husband at the church door until the ceremony ended. Because she can't go into church, right? Because she's a witness. First off, how does anybody know this? She told him that story like she wasn't exaggerating or, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a lot of shit that goes into it. I know I'm kind of getting all over the place with it now. But the point of this was just to think about from the viewpoint of a woman. It's probably even crazier because you have to be in submission and subjection. And it's a damn, and I don't know. Shit's wild. Let's just keep on reading this shit, man. Let's just, hold on. Let's go here. Let's read this one. I just want to read this. When we are misunderstood or misjudged. Our loyalty to Jehovah may be challenged if someone in a responsible position misjudges us. Jonathan may have faced such a challenge. King Saul, the anointed of God, was aware of his son's friendship with David, but he did not understand the reason for it. Saul humiliated Jonathan in an angry outburst. However, Jonathan did not retaliate. He did not waver in his loyalty to God or to David, who would in time become Israel's king. See, niggas is turning on their family for God. For this quote-unquote God. In congregations of Jehovah's people today, it is very unlikely that we would be treated unjustly. What? What? In congregations of Jehovah's people today, it is very unlikely that we would be treated unjustly. Man, come on, bro. This shit. Nigga. I'm telling you. Lying, the best place to hide something is in plain sight. The best place. There always so much stories. Oh, this is a crazy ass article. And this is just one. And I'm not even reading the whole thing. I'm skipping paragraphs. However, those taking the lead among us are imperfect men and could misinterpret our actions. If we, excuse me, if we are ever misjudged or misunderstood, let us remain loyal to Jehovah. You know how much shit this sentence just covers up? And that's why niggas be doing the shit that they be doing. And it's so much stories that comes out because of this reasoning. Oh, man, this shit brazy. Let me just read these last two. Saul urged Jonathan to pursue his own interest, but loyalty to God moved Jonathan to befriend David rather than seek the advantage of the kingship for himself. We may be inclined to imitate Jonathan's unselfish spirit if we bear in mind that a person acceptable to Jehovah does not go back on his promise even when it is bad for him. See, you can't pursue your own interest. Jonathan did not go back on his promise to David, neither should we go back on our promises. For example, if a business agreement becomes harder to honor than expected, our loyalty to God in regard for the Bible should move us to keep our word. Man. And what if our marriage proves to be more challenging than anticipated? Love for God will surely move us to be loyal to our mate. When we contemplate the example of Jonathan, do we not want to imitate his loyalty to God? Let us not pursue our own selfish interest. The word selfish has a lot of negative connotation around it, but if you're focused on yourself and you're doing you, you're being selfish. You have to be selfish in order to survive. It's not always a bad thing, but everybody makes it out to be bad. On the fucking airplanes, they tell you to put the oxygen mask on first so you can help everybody around you. That's being selfish, but in that instance, it's going to save your fucking life. And in this, let us not pursue our own selfish interest. Like, nigga, what? I can't pursue my own interests. That is ridiculous. And it's just a straight up statement right there, black and white. And like Jonathan, let us prove our loyalty to Jehovah by being loyal to his people, even those who may disappoint us. When we are loyal to Jehovah God in the face of challenging situations, we make his heart rejoice, and that gives us the deepest satisfaction possible. So me not pursuing my interest, saying fuck what I like, I don't give a damn. What? I gotta go out and fill service Saturday morning after I just worked 45 hours? I gotta wake up in the morning? Okay, bet, because you know what? That's gonna give me the deepest satisfaction possible. Double middle finger, fuck out of here. If we remain loyal to Jehovah, we will see how he eventually works everything out for the good of those who love him. In the next article, we will consider valuable lessons that can be learned by examining the activities of loyal and disloyal contemporaries of David. See, it's like I said, and so they're going to go with the next article, and this is just one. This is just one article. There's hundreds of thousands of fucking articles all through this bitch from over the years. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, and it's full. But like I said, it's endless ammo. I can make videos all fucking day. So stay tuned.